Oh, hello.
Hi, it's me again. You were expecting someone? No, we'll have to kick our way out of this marathon. Luckily, we have a master of said kicks.
So this is Kickmaster. It was released in it says 1991 on the screen, but it was actually released in 1992 in North America.
This is all the story you'll need. Obviously, we're skipping the cutscenes for this, but it's just your generic save the princess. The only extra thing you need to know is that the wizard Belzed is the antagonist. Has taken your Princess Sylphie, and you're the Knight Macron, skilled in the art of kicks. Your brother goes down to literally the first skeleton they run into, because they are a mage, and mages literally can't defend themselves. I know being one, but and you're like, all right, I'll get my revenge by kicking my way through all these demons.
Pop in once
that's
more.
all you need to know about that.
Popping in once more to say.
Oh, I can't be down.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to step over.
Sorry.
Just popping in real quick to say thank you to Xylos the Core for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, Xylos.
Thank you, Zach. I can count myself down too. That's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So the interesting part about this is you'll see multiple things explode like a piñata from all these enemies. What you need to know is the vials are magic, and then the orbs and shields are experience points, and you'll see that demarcated in the bottom. So there is definitely some randomness to this game, but we can. There is some manipulation, not a lot, but there is some. Level ups occur at every 1,000 experience. You can also occasionally get 1-ups or the skull and crossbones, which does damage to you. Like I say, it moves every 1,000 experience. We desperately want to get to 1,000 because that gives you the drop knee, which is definitely the fastest way to expunge these enemies. Much faster than the method you see me doing now. You do have low kicks. We do also have spells, if you saw me going into the pause menu. That first one we get is, again, this little orb that we have. Using 2 MP, I believe we can shoot those orbs. It'll be used for a couple bosses early on, but its main utility is to get through some blocks later on in the game, quicker than if you had to just kick them manually 4 or 5 times. And that is done by hitting the select button. We're actually getting really lucky on this experience. We still got 1,000. So that means we should dispatch this level 1 boss without 4 hits. Bosses will also explode with goodies, so we want to try and get as much experience as we can.
Now, all the different moves in the game have their own little independent animations, and some of them are pretty interesting. Oh, the music in this game is also extremely good if you have a chance to hear any of it.
Our other main goal, so obviously the knee is very important, but the even more important one for the purposes of speedrunning is at level 2, at 2,000 experience. We get the slide kick, and then movement in this game becomes trivial. Right now, you're probably looking at this like, well, this doesn't look like much of a speed game. Look how slow you're moving. That will change, hopefully, in about a minute, or less. There are lives in this game. You do get extra lives as you go along. You get infinite continues though. That does bring you back to the start of the stage. Alright, we have 2,000. I went a little too far, so I can't go there, sadly. You can shorten the level a little bit if you grab one of the spells. We don't even use the spell. It just gets us to the second half of the stage faster. So like a couple seconds extra.
Yeah, you don't use much of the magic in this, do you? It's mostly just, I don't know, the kick.
The major one is the Quake spell, which does stop time, including on bosses, so it's pretty mandatory for the last level, especially for the final boss. Otherwise, it's very slow and very difficult. Oh no.
Yeah,
I didn't turn save states off.
Oh! Oh no, this is late game.
Yeah, we just went to the last level.
Oh, jeez.
I don't have a password to level 2 either.
You want me to Google one real fast?
I think it'd be faster just to get back to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at Google.
Let me just turn its save states off really quick.
Yeah, moral of the story, yeah, definitely check to make sure.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I just need to turn save states off. Very sorry about this.
So if there's any donations, this is a great time.
Well, we don't have any donations, but I was going to say that we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. But I will read.
That didn't happen during Rockin' Cats, but why would you hit select in Rockin' Cats? So.
I will read off this, though. Fastest First Spring Spectacular is raising money for OAR, the Organization for Autism Research. Since 2008, OAR has awarded more than $1 million in scholarships to individuals with an autism spectrum diagnosis for their post-secondary education. They also produce helpful resources to assist individuals seeking employment, as well as for businesses looking to hire them. All of these resources are available free of charge for those affected by autism. For more information, please visit www.researchautism.org or use the command !charity in the chat. Now back to our story about kicking.
It's okay, the demons got us. They sent us back to the start. But it won't take us long because we're the master of kicks, as the name implies.
Yeah, I think that was only.
You can see how it is pretty random. We did get a 1-up. The 1-ups, I want to say it's 2% chance. The diamonds give you score. Score gives you lives. That's about all it does. Of course, the game's punishing me now, giving me no experience. they knew what happened.
So in chat, somebody asks, basically, this is Ninja Gaiden, but kicking. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Ninja Gaiden, but your sub-weapons are magic spells, and there's no such thing as kunai or fists or anything. This game does, although there's no category for speedruns, you can beat this game 3 times, and in fact, I think for the true ending, you do it's either 3 or 4. There was when we did this in the Big 20, there was some. We weren't entirely sure.
There's no record for it.
I imagine somewhere, but
that sounds like free world record.
If you keep going, this does go up to 10,000 experience, and you do start getting some wild kicks. Like if you think the knee is good, wait until you get like the double corkscrew kick. It instantly melts everything.
The main kick for the second half of the game is one of my favorite animations. It's just so weird, and I can't tell what's going on. I love it. I will totally point it out when it comes up.
Hey, there we go. We are way behind experience-wise. And then we got 3 shields, so... You never know what could happen on Kickmaster. Sadly, because of that RNG, it does mean if you're going for a top tier time, there's going to be a lot of resets early on. But as like, if you're okay with being, 30 seconds off world record and you have the skills, you can run it at any point. The RNG is never going to be so bad that it's unattainable. It just means you're going to have to kill more enemies along the way. Rule of thumb, so there's the shield, as I said. Shield is 50 experience. The bottle is 30. Me falling into the pit is free. And 2,000 is pretty much the most we're going to need. 3,000 is faster, but it's not required. But 2,000 gets us the movement. 1,000 gets us the deck. In the Big 20, this was... where is this? I believe it was 14th WAG in the list. It was about 6 before Rockin' Cats. There's also one of... Those were 2 of the 4 full game runs. There weren't many.
I actually don't remember.
Street Fighter 2010 was in the list. Thankfully, that was not the full game. Because that game is not good.
Yeah.
However, Demon Sword was full game. That game is extremely bad.
Yeah, this was game number 14.
It was 14, yeah.
Between Lethal Weapon and Adventures in the Magic Kingdom.
That's a fun one. Yeah, that one's by Capcom, if nobody knows.
You learn a lot of interesting Disney facts in that game, such as Donald Duck's middle name.
It's Fauntleroy, by the way.
Donald Duck's middle name is Fauntleroy. It really is. We're not making that up.
Not to be confused with one of the other options, which is Murgatroyd. I think it's gonna be faster to take the death here.
You'll notice that
we don't have the knee, which just it's faster to just hit some frogs here. And
the knee comes at 2,000, right?
yes, that too.
Yeah.
No, the game is punishing me for what happened because it went from giving me a lot of experience to giving me basically nothing.
Both this and Rockin' Cats have a couple things in common, and one of those things is that there's a lot of enemies that are dogs, and I don't know why that is. Alright, nice.
Take the health refill there. You'll see this mini boss a few times. Like most everything in the game, you just need it. This is by far the latest I've ever gone without slide. But, you know, marathons and this has never happened before, etc., etc. So I'm actually gonna grab this. There we go. Okay. We'll go to Kickmaster. We're sliding now. You can get iframes through enemies. They don't always stay in the same spot, but we are gonna, for instance, kick that one to go through, because why defeat it when you can just go through it? Alright, let's take the death here. That's faster. We do want to stun lock this gargoyle. Alright, then stage 3. Now we start getting our favorite thing, bottomless pits. And randomly spawning enemies. You can kind of plan around it, but not one-to-one. That is a heal spell. Death here too. That gets us a free refill. It's actually faster than using the heal if that's all we're doing. There's jerk birds like in every NES game, along with spike pillars that just come up. This one we can get the heart and the experience, so we would have to wait the extra cycle anyways, regardless of what happened. Now we have the Chimera boss. Shoot up to 1 to 4 fireballs. Or we can just...
There's some nice dive kicking.
5. This one's on the boat, and with an enemy you'll never see in any video game ever again, called the Kraken. But first we have to deal with the harpies. Good. There's a health up here if I can get there. There we go. Very specific jump, but it's behind the mast there. Wait for this one to come down here. Alright, so this is the Kraken. There's 3 tentacles we have to hit with randomly spawning bubbles coming after us. This is going to be at least a 2 cycle. Ideally, you can 1 cycle this. I have pulled it off once ever. Only the top of top runners can do it. I am almost dead. Heal here. We're going to switch back over to Thunder.
Just pops his head up and says hi.
Hey, how's it going? Oh. Well, that was a useless cast because apparently one of the tentacles is still here. So there's gonna be 3 tentacles. The bubbles do not stop. If you kill the Kraken but you don't pick up the final item after it, you will still die. It's a whole lot of fun.
Nice.
Alright, on to stage 6.
Just popping in here real quick to say thank you to FeRReTDiPiTY. Hopefully I got your name pronounced correctly for the $10 donation. Thank you, FeRReTDiPiTY.
Alright, 1 harpy wasn't enough. Now we have 2 simultaneously, and now they shoot sound waves at us too. So, headphones warning. It's a very pleasant sound. We have exactly 2 safe spots, and they're not even that safe. Like that. We almost have it, though. That's close. And you do start right back here,
so. You are the master of kicking, but sometimes the kicks don't quite get you there.
The hitboxes in this game are a little bit more of a suggestion than an actual concrete thing. There we go. Clean Chimera refight. Harpy fight. We are going to face the gargoyle. There's going to be a health here after about 8 slides. You're right here. And that's how the gargoyle fight is supposed to. Never gets off.
Yeah, nice.
Yet another harpy, because we're very original.
They're really harping on you.
2970. Okay, we're 30 away. This is a doppelganger fight. It should be the easiest one. We'll see how it goes. Okay, it still is. No. Yeah, we got 30 just in time, so hopefully. Might die here. Okay, I took that extremely slow because it was a game over. We were going to do all stage 7 if I died there. So, instead, we're good. We go here. Oops. Oh, I had an extra life. Well, alright, we're going to do that again. You get the level, the life up is a very subtle sound. They just kind of throw away. There we go. Back up. This is the final stage. It is very long. There are a lot of enemies. Spikes come out of everywhere. You can jump, but these platforms, you can only go through them at certain angles. We've been getting various spells through the whole time. Some of them allow us to hover. The last one we got is this one on the bottom right. It's called Quake. I did it too early. But if you quake at the right time, it lets you kick up and then defeat the boss without them even doing anything. Such as that. Nope.
Yeah, that does look a lot like Scyther the Pokemon.
There is a health down here. Whether you get it or not is kind of 50-50, because the collision detection with while kicking going through that, it's not one-to-one. You can save a few seconds there by making that jump. Now we have a centaur. Ideally, we can get to him there. There we go. Oh, wait till I come back down here. I will say this game is very hard on your NES D-pad. I actually had to go through 2 controllers, including one day of the Big 20 race, because down just was like, nope, I'm not happening anymore. You are on your own. As though the climb was not difficult enough, we now have bubbles at the same time.
And just like before, the bubbles are pretty much random.
Additionally, we still have spikes that will pop out randomly. We would time stop through this. My magic is perilously low, and we need it for the final boss. And it has the old NES. If you scroll off screen, the ground no longer exists, so that causes a death. Let me through, friend. Thank you. These enemies will get very relentless. We got off road here. Yes, the bubbles don't stop even here. And because of that, we didn't get through.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can really do about that.
I know this is intended as a time filler. If we do have to go on to the next game, by all means, don't feel bad about mercying this run. There's no harm in that. I think this one was cursed from the get-go, it appears.
You're almost done. You got it. Specifically for this fight, if you watch how, like, when he turns his body sideways in the air and then kicks out, that's the kind of mastery of kicking we're talking about here. The guy can just, like, turn himself vertically and just propel his feet forward. Hard enough to well... It would be hard enough to break a Pokemon's exoskeleton, but we're gonna have to try it again.
And that is how the time stop's supposed to work. It's a very specific guess, but you're right there. And then you can do your double front kick because the hitbox is on the toe for some reason.
Cat says you stubbed the previous boss in the toe repeatedly.
It hurts. You do it enough times. I mean, under normal circumstances, what we do here, instead of kicking these blocks, which obviously looks slow and is slow, we do have Icarus wings. However, it burns 10 MP per flap, and we need all the MP we can get for the final boss, so we'll forgo that. But if you have runs, sometimes you have runs where you are swimming in MP, and that's when you would use it.
Oh. Another gem from
We're gonna go
chat.
over this one last time. If we don't get to the final boss door, just feel free. We'll call it there. This is the last crack at it. Sometimes the bubbles just do not play along.
Jumping in real quick to say, welcome iBolt07 with the raid. Welcome on in, Raider.
Yeah, welcome. You're about to witness some mastery of kicking.
Somebody on the dev team was a huge fan of bubbles. And they said, no, let's, maybe we shouldn't keep doing it. It's like, no, more bubbles.
Well, this is a Taito game.
Wow, I didn't even put
Yeah.
that together. And I
Taito's
almost
made
want
a
my
couple.
bubble.
Yeah, Taito's got some experience with bubbles.
Okay, so
Well, this
there
is-
are 4 bosses leading up to Belzed, the final boss here. They will change forms randomly. You can unlock them unless they switch to Armadillo. That is what we don't want to see, because Armadillo will block your shots. When they block your shots, you're gonna have a bad time, because then you are no longer vulnerable. Okay, we do have some MP, so hopefully we should be good. Okay. This boss would go up and down with thunder. Instead, again, we hit the toe. Whew.
Nice.
And thankfully, that is time. Okay, wow.
Good game.
That's
You
kick
really-
faster. That's what it looks like when you're out of practice. So my apologies. This was a backup game. We had some extra time.
Stealing this
But hey,
from
we
chat.
succeeded. You don't get all the ending. You have to do it again. Go get up to 9,000 experience. Thank you very much for fastest first for all 3 games. Maximum Chase is hilarious. Rockin' Cats is fun. This game's hard. Thank you,
Stealing,
Wack, for commentating.
Oh yeah, no
Thank you,
problem.
my partner, for the support. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for OAR.
Stealing a line from chat, you really put your heart and soul into this. You get it? Do you get it? Do you know what a heart is?
What is the heart?
I don't know.
But with that, yes, I am done. My rocking cat Oliver has come to say hi, so I think that's my cue to skedaddle.
Barrett, I have 2 questions for you real quick before you go.
Absolutely.
So we had donations from Xylos and Rick Morvanis. We'd like to assign those to a goal or bid. We have an option here for both of those.
Goal or bid?
Right now, the only goal open is Trend Samus palette, and for bids, you can either save or kill the animals, it looks like.
Okay.
Unless I'm missing something, which please correct me if I am.
Nothing for FF4. I can roll it forward to FF4.
It's a little early for that.
If it's for the current ones, all to save the animals, please.
All to save the animals? Okay.
Yes.
Yo.
All to save the animals. Saving the animals. Saving the animals. All right, well, give it up for FeRReTDiPiTY here. Round of applause in chat for 3 wonderful runs. Thank you, FeRReTDiPiTY, for that amazing display of kicking.